From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for spending some time with us. We get to spend some time today with LORRAINE K. Lee.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com. This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, running your business day to day.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Thanks for spending some time with us. We get to spend some time today with LORRAINE K. Lee. Her list of accomplishments is long. She is a journalist, an author, a speaker of note. Her work has appeared in just about every important publication you can imagine, and she's spending time with us today. Thank you for being with us. Fitting that we're on a video call, because that's part of what I want to talk to you about today. You have ideas, tips, thoughts for people who want to have a more successful workplace. That can come from the boss's side, that can come from the employee's side, all under the idea of building trust. You've identified some interesting differences in trust between, say, what one group feels and the other group feels.
Trust is such a key part of our workplace, whether we are working in a corporate environment, perhaps even more so when we're in an entrepreneurial setup, right, where networking and the relationships we build are so key to the lifeblood of our business. And trust is going to be such a critical piece of that. And there are a few techniques that I can share and a few ideas that I can share that allow us to build trust.
We're on the video call. Wanted to mention that. You've sort of come up with 3 essential things that you think people should do when we're talking like this, which we're doing more now than we ever have before.
I created something called the T method. And you would be so surprised how many people, when they get on a virtual call, still are not showing up professionally, not showing up and representing themselves the way that they should be represented. And so the T method is a simple framework for you to follow to be able to ensure that you are showing up well virtually. So T stands for tech, energy, and aesthetics. And of course, with our technology and our setups, there are so many really elaborate things you can do, but I like to just keep it simple, T method, focus on these 3 elements, and you will be set up for success.
How does that play out? For instance, I have to say you're one of the few guests that I have not had to request, do you mind putting your screen a little lower? Do you mind your lighting being a little different? You seem to come into today knowing exactly the way you wanted people to see and hear you.
Exactly. So tech is going to be things like making sure you have a clear webcam. You're not using the webcam that's part of your laptop, which is very grainy and not great quality. Making sure you have a microphone, for example, right? Energy. You want to make sure that you're showing up with energy and that you're engaged in the conversation, that you are breaking out of autopilot conversations. Because when we are virtual, so many of us are at home, we're relaxed in our chairs, we're kind of leaning back, right? But video mutes energy. And so we really need to be a little extra than we think is normal for that to break through, for you to feel my energy, right? And then the last piece, aesthetics, you want to make sure that you are wearing clothes that don't blend into the color of your background. You know this as a TV journalist, right? You want to make sure you have good lighting so that your face is lit up and you're not dark. You want to have the right framing, as you said, right? So that you can show up and you're not either a really small head, a really giant head. You want to make sure that you are showing enough of your body as well to sort of imitate an in-person conversation. And you can see my hands and my body language more.
It's interesting as well, and I've learned this in the very early days of the pandemic. If you use your bookcase as the backdrop, people are going to try to read the spines of your books to see what sort of drives you when you're not on a video call. Do I spy one of your books over your own left shoulder?
My upcoming book, yes, I actually just added that last night. I was like, oh, I have that. I should add that. So yes, part of your video presence, your virtual presence, is curating your background. That's part of the aesthetics as well, and making sure you have personal touches, things that represent you and give off that vibe that you want to give off, whether it's more creative and fun, more serious, more professional, whatever it is.
Is this method in that book, or is that book cover something else?
That is one chapter in that book, in addition to many other topics.
All right, well, tell me about it. You got this moment to sort of like let folks know what you got coming to market.
Yeah, so my book is called Unforgettable Presence. It was recently named a must-read by Next Big Idea Club and hit #1 on Amazon's bestseller list over the weekend. Yeah. And the book essentially helps you go from overlooked to unforgettable. And it helps you redefine what does professional presence mean in this modern working age. And a lot of people, they think of presence, they think of executive presence and how I show up in a room. And of course, our working worlds have changed so much now that I've redefined presence to really mean both how and where you show up. So how you show up, you are a hard worker, you have a great reputation, you're showing up professionally, but also the where piece is equally as important, right? How are we showing up and where on platforms like video, on platforms like LinkedIn? So much of our interactions don't even happen face-to-face now. So in chats, for example, right? Where are you showing up? Are you in the right channels? Are you being seen by the right people so that you can advance your career or get whatever it is that you're trying to get?
It is a point that you've made in our conversation before our guests joined us, our viewers joined us, that just working hard is not enough to get you where you want to be in your career. You're not at all saying don't work hard, but you just can't trust that will vault you to where you want to be.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So working hard, of course, has to be the foundation. You have to know how to do your job. You have to do it well. But again, like the world is even more distracted now. We are separated in different locations. And so making sure that you don't just work hard, but that you're being seen by the right people in the right places is so critical. There's that analogy, something like if a tree falls in a forest, but no one's there to hear it, did it happen? And I liken that to, if you're working really hard, but no one sees it, like, what's it all for? Like, did it happen? And so you have to make sure that you're advocating for yourself, sharing your learnings and wins, and really being your own best advocate.
Well, I took one time, I didn't know quite how to take this, but I had a boss, and I said, I never really get much feedback from you. Am I disappointing you? He goes, no, I don't have to worry about you. You just quietly get the job done. And I thought, well, that's good. And then I thought maybe I shouldn't be so quiet about it. I'm not a very good CEO of my own company, I fear.
Yeah, I think, I also talk a lot about the experiences of introverts in the book. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be loud. It's really more about being strategic, right? So introverts were super strong writers. So communicating your wins, communicating your learnings to the wider company, the wider team through chat can still be a way that you're advocating for yourself and making yourself known.
Well, the insight, the expertise is fantastic. The book over her shoulder is Unforgettable Presence, Get Seen, Gain Influence, and Catapult Your Career. This is Lorraine K. Lee, new friend of Business Equity and Opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, BEOshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at BEOshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.